Hey everybody. We have had a lot of storm clouds and rain and wind where I live, but today looks like the perfect day to get out of doors and into the cards with me. Today I'm at the Sand Run Metropark in Summit County, Ohio, to talk to you about the Queens of the Tarot. Let's go have an adventure. The Queens of Tarot are meant to be an echo of the Queens of history. Queens who, generally speaking, did not wield a great deal of power or authority, but were in many cases considered to be officially or unofficially a king's most trusted advisor and masters of, I guess, what I would call domestic diplomacy. Let's have a look at the cards of the two most diplomatic of Tarot's queens, the cups and the coins. Now, this is the Queen of Pentacles, as interpreted by Robin Wood. Let's just take a closer look at the symbolism and details that are associated with her card. Now, the Coin Queen of Robin Wood is a working woman. And the very first place that you see that is in her crown. Very little adornment, lightweight, and a practical show of her status, as opposed to an audacious show of her status. She is a working queen. You can see that there is a loose robe tied over her dress. You know, an apron for working, so as not to soil the garment. And there is very, very little to no detail in her clothing whatsoever at all. She is a practical queen, sleeves rolled up, and ready to do whatever is required of her. She is surrounded by this motif of fruit. You can see that in the natural world around her, in the trees and vines, and also in the details, what little they are, that are on her clothing. She displays something that flowers and is beautiful and is yet still practical. Now, there are a pair of hares in the bottom right-hand corner of her card, and these are traditional symbols of, fecundity, and a family that go along with the Queen of Pentacles. And I would just like to point out very briefly how she holds the symbol of her suit. The Queen of Pentacles, she displays its beauty. It's a very loose grasp. It is showing off what is lovely, as opposed to commanding it and directing it to her will. She just merely wants to show you what is wonderful about her life's philosophy, as opposed to forcing it down your throat, which I think is admirable. The Queen of Coins is a caretaker and a lover of people. The Queen of Coins has that Earth Mother vibe for me. If you hang around the Queen of Coins long enough, you will be hugged and then eventually fed, and not necessarily in that order. Her role as queen is to take care of the people that she is in authority over, to see to their needs and their comforts, to hear their concerns. She is a reflective queen. And very much a queen who listens. Okay, I just want to make a really brief addendum. I did not talk about the reversed Queen of Coins, and so just very briefly, I'd like to say that I think that if you're going to talk about the flip side of one queen, you should, talk about the flip sides of all queens. They're important. The Queen of Coins, for me, when she is reversed, she's still a care figure. She's still a mother figure. I just feel like her motivations change. and they are less for the people that she is caring about and more for a sense of self-fulfillment or a sense of self-entitlement. It's like a caregiver rot, you know, where it has to be about her, the queen, as opposed to the people that she cares for. And I just wanted to mention that real quick because I realized that I'd forgotten to talk about it. But it doesn't change the subject of the card, and it doesn't change, you know, what the actions that card takes. For me, I think it just changes her attitude toward her duties, and I just wanted to say that really briefly. Now this is Robin Wood's Queen of Cups. Just like before, let's get into the small details that can really give us an insight into the character of this card. Now, the crown of the Queen of Cups, taller, more ornamental, less practical, more for show. Her hair is coiffed absolutely perfectly in a showy fashion. Her clothing is rich and voluminous, intended to be seen. Comfortable, but not practical. Incredibly ornamented. Intended as a display of wealth, clearly. Soft shoes, suitable for walking, strolling, dancing, civilized life. Her throne is showy, entirely impractical, a status symbol. And the way that she holds her suit is, you know, gripped, fully in control. Extra detail added unnecessarily. The cloth expensive and diaphanous, a show of wealth once again. All of the light in the image emanating from the symbol of her suit, as you can see with these action lines that coruscate off of the cup itself. A tremendous amount of water in the background, a tremendous amount of emotional depth in the Queen of Cups. She is the focus of attention for some of the animals in this card. There's a small family of seals. And the gulls rolling through the sky. The Queen of Cups is a woman of poise, eloquence, grace. She's very well put together, and everything about her is purposeful and deliberate. She has an intense amount of empathy and intense amount of sympathy. Her emotions, as illustrated in the card, are boundless as the seas themselves. She's very poised and very well put together, probably more empress than queen in her diplomatic role. The flip side to this card, however, can be poisonous. If she knows exactly what she is capable of and she understands her own depths, imagine that is a woman that you do not want to piss off. Why do I point that out? Because in my practice, I see the Queen of Cups inverted quite a bit. And I think it's worth mentioning that there are flip sides to all of the queens, but I think that this one is the most dangerous of the four, as it were. A beautifully illustrated card, a beautiful woman of incredible worth and depth is the Queen of Cups. So 4 queens is an awful lot to cover in one video. So I believe that we're going to call this part 1. I'm going to go and take a long walk and breathe in the beautiful spring summer air. And please stick around click on the next video, come back later, and join us for part 2, where we're going to talk about the tarot's 2 unconventional queens, the swords and the wands. We'll see you soon.